Coming up on Operation Outreach, a program right here in Central Florida that ensures military veterans get connected with the services they need. The Florida Association of Veteran-Owned Businesses is a statewide business association playing its part in empowering and advocating for veteran business owners in Florida. In this episode of Operation Outreach, we will hear about the work of the association and how its services are benefiting the veterans business community. The Florida Association of Veteran-Owned Businesses stands as the state's sole business association dedicated exclusively for advocating and supporting veteran-owned businesses. Joining us now to talk about the work of the Florida Association of Veteran-Owned Businesses is Justin Spears, Navy veteran and chairman of FAVOB. Welcome, Justin.
Thank you so much, Fred. Thanks for having me on the show today.
Can you tell me a little bit about FAVOB and what makes it unique from other veteran businesses?
Absolutely. So yeah, us being the Florida Association of Veteran-Owned Businesses, we cover the whole state. There's some uniqueness there, but also we're all about empowering and advocating for veteran-owned businesses and their executives and their structure. And so it's a lot more than just starting a business. Now we're in the space of operating, teaming. What does it look like to grow a business? What are some of the strategies and the resources available both locally within our membership base, our state and local areas, and then even some national resources. Then we also get involved in the legislative side as well. So there's a lot of advocacy within our organization, a lot of education as well.
Approximately how many veteran-owned businesses are under FAVOB in the state of Florida, and approximate annual revenue?
Absolutely. So Florida has a great pool of veteran-owned businesses, one of the largest in the nation. We have over 185,000 veteran-owned businesses across the state of Florida, and that generates about $57 billion in annual revenue in our state alone.
And what's the mission of FAVOB?
Our mission is to support and empower veteran-owned businesses and to position Florida as the state of choice for veterans to start and operate a business.
And with a lot of businesses, usually the success rate in the first 2 years are usually the hardest in the first 5 years. What do you do to help the different businesses overcome the challenges that many do financially and with different support as far as education on what they're trying to do?
That's such a good point. Me being a serial entrepreneur, I know that world and those statistics all too well, which is why FAVOB is such a great organization for me to have partnered with. And so, to your point, in the first few years, being an entrepreneur in those startups is very difficult. So for us, having our growth hub model, having local resources empowered by state level operations is very key. We're very focused on bringing networking, camaraderie, exposure, advocacy, resources, education, not just within the organization, but we bring in subject matter experts all the time. We bring in SBA resources, VA resources, national resources. We also bring in resources from Fortune 500s to support our members as well.
And how does FAVOB's statewide reach impact the different veteran-owned businesses?
Yeah, so having a statewide reach is very critical for us. So we have our member directory. So we list out a majority of the veteran-owned businesses in the state, but internally within our organization, we have a portal where members can actually go in and look by industry, teaming partner type. We have discussion forums, things like that, where they can post, hey, we're looking to, for a subject matter expert in this profession to go after these type of contracts and opportunities. We do X, Y, and Z, but I'm looking for somebody that can do A, B, and C. How can we put together a perfect match? And then also they can put up, in the discussion forums, questions, looking for resources. Hey, does anybody know who does this? Things like that. So we bring that on a statewide level, but then on a local, regional level, it's very critical to start flowing those resources and connections down. And that's where we see a lot of local camaraderie as well, of getting, what I call the tribe of those people that you're doing business with, that you're running with, that have your back. Because the world of entrepreneurship is pretty wild. You got to have your right tribe.
And how many members and trustees are part of FAVOB, and what is the growth rate with that?
Yeah, I'm very excited. We have over 420 veteran business owner members now. Over 9 years of growth. That's been very substantial for us. And we have over 35 trustees, varying different levels, from our founding plank owners to even our startup level trustees at our Patriot trustee level. So they're power hitters. They're super impactful. Our trustees do so much within our organization for our broader membership as well.
How does FAVOB influence state and national programs for influence of veterans businesses?
No, that's a timely topic. Just last week, I took a team of trustees with me up to our Capital Connections event where we met with our lobbyist up there. So on the advocacy side, we have a committee and we would go up there each year to the legislative session we host that the VA hosts up there, and we put together a pretty rigorous schedule. It was a lot of meetings, meeting with veteran legislators, Patriot legislators that are very interested in advocating for veteran business owner legislation and initiatives. So it was a great time up there. We do this every year. We have a great lobbyist that we work with as well. That way we can raise the issues. And so it's not just, we're taking up a problem. We're bringing solutions up there. We're mapping out multi-year agendas. We're mapping out multi-year initiatives that, we can partner with other existing bills. We can get sponsors, meeting with a great sponsor already up there last week that we'll team up with for the next 7 years. So very excited to advocate for these issues of veteran business recognition in the state of Florida, growing the state of Florida into the state of choice for veterans to start a business and operate. But then also, incentive programs, things like that for big businesses, Fortune 500s, to focus on partnering and leveraging the strengths and expertise of veteran-owned businesses across our state. So it goes back to that mission of, we get involved in the political and the legislative side to advocate so we can support and empower our veteran business growth.
Well, it's great that you have the relationships with lobbyists and their particular support to help improve the different businesses that veterans want to do and how they can be supportive of them. Mm-hmm. And with that being said, can you briefly tell me about why you wanted to start your own business and a little bit about it?
Yeah, absolutely. So after getting out of the military, it was like, all right, well, where are we going now? What are we doing? I did a lot of great things being a hospital corpsman in the Navy, had some great opportunities to even learn organizational management and some business management skills with some restructures and reorgs I got involved with in the military. But it was always, all right, what am I going to do now? Due to my injuries, I couldn't do medical anymore. Before the military, I worked in general contracting. So what am I going to do now? And entrepreneur really seemed like a very good fit of where I could start collaborating and molding my expertise, my skill sets I learned in the military, my academic experience as well. And so I wanted to start a business, and my business is, it's a consulting firm on business strategy. And then I also have a tech company. It empowers other businesses. It empowers users. We create experiences for business owners and for end users in different experiences. And so I like surrounding myself with that tribe of people. I found that the entrepreneurial mindset really called out to me, really aligned with my values, my personality. There's some wildness in the arena of being an entrepreneur, so I'm kind of a risk taker. I'll take it on. I'm good with that, but it's calculated. We learned that from the military. So I felt very confident becoming an entrepreneur out of the military, that I had some skill sets that I could really build off of, hone on, and surround myself with the right people to have that right support structure. And it's been a great journey. I've been out 10 years now. I've had a few businesses. I have 2 current businesses myself, and love being in the entrepreneurial space. And I love it even more having the right people and the right resources.
Well, Justin, thank you so much for your service and let me interview you today. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate all the information you gave us about FAVOB.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on the show today. It was a blessing.
The Florida Association of Veteran-Owned Business is indeed playing a significant role in facilitating connections between veteran-owned businesses, fostering collaboration, and creating invaluable opportunities for these businesses here in Central Florida. If you'd like more information on anything we've discussed today, as well as how to assess the service offered by FAVOB, go to www.favob.org. That's where you'll be able to find more information about this great organization. I hope you'll join us again for Operation Outreach, as we will continue to highlight the many programs and services available to military veterans in Central Florida. Until then, I'm Fred Robinson. Take care, and thanks for watching.